Hello everyone. How are you doing today? Doing an impromptu video today. Matter of fact, this one was not going to be the topic of discussion today. Um, in lieu of this Roe versus Wade decision here, and this video is not going to be to sway your opinion or for or against that opinion that was made by the Supreme Court, but it's more or less the reaction of the people and how people are willing to forego friendships and even family than had over the years because they had a position that was for or against that was decision that was made that was set down by the Supreme Court. And what bothered me, I get these part of certain chat groups on Facebook, and I get anytime I get someone make a comment, I get a notification about it, and I saw a notification where this guy was name calling a lot of people who was, I guess you could say they was anti-pro-choice, they was against it, abortion. And my opinion is not so much about the people who are for or against it again, it's more or less the reaction of people. And are we willing to lose lifelong friendships or distance ourselves from family members who have an opinion that is different from ours? I set off on a path about 10 years ago that I challenged myself that to look at opposing views of other people. And if I'm going to debate someone on their opinion, well, not their opinion, but more or less their views, then I have to understand, where do they get their core values from? Why do they think the way they think? And that's the only way that I can understand how to deconstruct their argument. But upon finding that, I found that there's some things, the way they thought, I actually agreed with some of those values. Now, my core values was developed long in my 20s. Now, there are some things that I have pivoted on, and I said, okay, if you can provide me with empirical evidence to change my mind, I will. But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about, are we willing to lose friendship or even round people up and say, I want to round people up and do bodily harm to people, all because they have a view or an opinion that is different from yours? And what I saw was kind of disheartening that you had a person who's supposed to be our so-called talented tent or our the best of our best in our community, who are name calling people because they didn't think the way they think. Now, I know this is a very sensitive issue, and I'm not going to get into detail about what my point of view is on, but it's just the reaction. And I hate to think, and I hope I'm affiliated with people that I know that's in my inner circle, that if I have a difference of opinion on them, then we can still remain friends. My family is not going to say, hey, nephew, brother, cousin, I want to distance myself away from you because this is the way you think. I thought this was a country that people are free to express their opinion. But what I'm finding, more and more people do not want to accept opinions that are different at all, that's conform to the way I think. If I don't like this, you shouldn't like it. And if you're not going to like it, then you're not going to be my friend anymore. I mean, you're going to lose a lot of people. And if I had to be very careful on certain buzzwords I use here on YouTube, because I know I don't want this channel to be struck down. I don't have a big following, but I don't want it to be struck down because I don't want to say certain things that can be monitored. And I had to start over anew with a new channel. When I looked at this last presidential election, you had a lot of people, in particular Black people, who were strong Trump supporters. And I heard people, they say, look, I don't talk to my cousin, I don't talk to my brother, or I don't talk to my dad because they support Trump. So you're willing to disassociate yourself with family as a friend over men who don't even know you. Second situation came when the Wompty Wamps, I'm not going to say what it is, but I'm going to say the Wompty Wamps. You had people who was banning people for not coming to family reunions because they didn't participate in a Wompty Wamp. Bada boom, bada bing, whatever you want to call it. And you said, well, if you didn't have the bada boom, bada bing, you're not coming to this family reunion. And some people missed out on seeing people they probably don't know they was family or they haven't seen in years, all because they didn't participate in the bada boom, bada bing. And this last one is Roe versus Wade, to show you how people are quickly to be divided, all because they took a certain stance, whether it's a biblical stance, whether it's a moral stance, ethical stance, whatever your stance is, whether you for or against it, is it enough for you to say that I don't want to associate with this person I've known for over 20, 30 years, or somebody who's blood related to you? Now, if somebody you don't know, you still respect their opinion. That may not be that person you associate normally in life, but you still respect the person's opinion. You don't have to agree. Have we lost on the art of agreeing to disagree? Do we know how to agree anymore? Or do we know how to disagree? It's our disagreement, and my form of disagreement with you is I overtalk you. Or if I can't get you to conform the way I think, I'm just cutting you off and I'm going to cancel you in this cancel culture. Now, whether you for or against these decisions that was made in the last few days, it is what it is. That's your personal opinion. That's your personal, the way you feel, the way you feel. But in a time of adversity like this, and this is adversity, it shows the character of a person. And if you dislike me because I have a certain viewpoint, then you never was my friend anyway. If you dislike me because I have a certain view, then were you truly family or you just kin? Folks, that's all I got to say. I didn't want to tear too long on this subject. I want to get off of here before I say something that would get my channel struck down. Um, it took me a minute because I got very hyped up and very amped about it, that you got people who's willing to want to round someone up because they took a position that was different from yours. And this wasn't a topic I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about technology and how technology may have hindered our ability to think critically and the loss of our rote memory skills. And hopefully I get that video out by the end of this week before I go on a mini vacation. But I hope y'all are well. Leave a comment down in the box and voice your opinion, but do that in a professional manner, do it in a kind manner, because your comment will be deleted and you will be blocked if you put something down that is insulting other people, or if you take a position that I'm right, everybody else is dumb, listen to me, take my stance. That's all I got to say.